God. Ugh. I'm like the result of man-carrying thing, Kappa Kaiju, and fucking Zoran from Dead Meat just and had a baby. I never want to make a video like this. I feel like if I sit down with the intent to just like be mean, it's fucked up and not a fun time. And so I don't like sitting down with that title and that thumbnail, you know? It doesn't feel great. I don't feel like the greatest person ever. But at the same time, I can't deny that I felt a huge amount of disappointment when I finished the 2025 game Routine that took half my life to make, which ordinarily wouldn't be a problem. You know, I don't necessarily have a problem with games having long dev cycles. The Long Dark, which is a game I already made a video about recently, has had an extremely long dev cycle, and it might actually get finished soon. And it's just as bittersweet. A game having such a long time in development leads to a lot of expectations, leads to a lot of changes in development. Sometimes a game can take an entire shift in the time that it takes just to get made. It's really unfortunate, which I feel like Routine is absolutely the most just the poster child of this kind of thing, and I didn't want that to be the case, but hey, you know, that's what happened. Routine is a game about going to the moon and fixing some robots because they're not working. I wish I was joking, but the game kind of really only gives you that to work with. I don't want to be too disrespectful. The game has a lot of really excellent presentation and sound design and atmosphere when they decide to have any sound effects at all playing when you're just exploring an area with nothing going on. Remember how in Alien Isolation, when you'd walk through like anywhere and it feels like the ship might just explode and crumble beneath you? Yeah. I don't hear anything. Maybe I should take these off. Nope, nothing. Which is extremely disappointing because the original trailer for Routine was extremely promising. As you carefully walk around and then are choked by a fucking sexy robot. Choked by a scary robot, and then he proceeds to presumably kill you. And of course, the nature of the game being routine and it's sci-fi and it looks like it does in the initial trailer, you take a guess at what you think this game is about. You're wrong. Whatever you came up with, you're wrong. I'm sorry. A lot of this game's vibe relies on Unreal Engine 5, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing, but the problem is that it's hard to rely on an engine's like visuals and atmosphere when the atmosphere doesn't exist. Not to say that there is no atmosphere whatsoever. The game does an incredibly good job building up the enemies. The first couple reveals of the robots is genuinely extremely unsettling and really interesting, and the clonk, 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 clonk sound design of the robots is truly excellent. It's very much taking cues from games like Alien Isolation, which, if you look into the original development cycle, was actually the original plan. The original plan for the game was for it to be a much more, like, immersive simulator type game, akin to something like Alien Isolation or Amnesia the Bunker, until, they ran out of money, which I'm not going to fault them for. This game was made by a very small team, and my goal is absolutely not to just like shit on a bunch of small devs, because I don't like that. That doesn't feel good. My goal is to be critical of a story that just was a waste of my fucking time, mostly because of its potential. If you've ever heard of the concept of being flipped off by the potential of something, this is absolutely it. So let's talk about the basic plot of the game, just so I can give you an idea. So the game starts with a bunch of cutscenes that are very pretty and ultimately tell you nothing. And then you are told that you're on a spaceship. Oh wait, I just said they told you nothing. Shit, they told me something. I'm a college student making videos in my parents' house. You are an engineer sent to the moon to fix one of the moon's moon base problems because it's wrong. Specifically, the security system on the moon base has been going haywire, and there's been some strange happenings that you have been tasked to investigate and specifically repair. It's a pretty simple setup, which I actually really like. It's probably my favorite part of the game, is that the setup is so simple and to the point, and I was hoping that the execution would be as such, but We'll get there. You spend the first few levels of the game going through a couple different areas and seeing how the the moon base has collapsed, but also how it's a kind of consumerist infrastructure. The game very quickly establishes that this is some kind of tourist space. There's all kinds of little helper bots, these cute little box guys that they sell plushies of. We'll get to that. It's cute. It's cute in the way that you're evil. And ultimately, the spaceship is giving this interesting kind of dystopian vibe that very much reminds me of Alien. It's simultaneous technology that is future and beyond what we currently have available, but also it is retrograde. And I don't know where the fuck to put my hand with the mic arm here. This is really frustrating. I don't know what to do about that. The fuck are you looking at? I just realized that guy was looking at me. So far, you can probably get an idea of what the game is about. The game's called Routine. It opens up with a definition on the word routine, which I forgot right here, but hey, me in editing, you can read it out. Nice job. Basically, the game is building up to this specific idea of repeated patterns and the robots and how they're repeating these patterns and cycles of routines, of mundane tasks. One of the most interesting levels in the game, and probably the best level in the game, I'm going to be completely honest, is the mall. Which, already, I gotta be kind, because I gotta be kind. This level's great. The creepy music distorting out of the stores, the, low kind of dim lighting. This one room that looks like it's like a baby play place. It's freaky. I like it. And there's this one great robot ambush in there that actually scared me quite a bit. This is the only level that really scared me quite a bit, I should add. Except for the other guy. We'll get to him. As you get closer and closer to the central core of the security system as you're investigating the moon base, you start to realize that the security system is protecting you from something. You can find I was going to say a lot, but it's really only a couple of notes talking about how the security system is going haywire and people are closing doors behind them and people are trying to escape and all kinds of bad things are going on. But specifically, the security system, which is called is trying to block places off. It's trying to contain something. It's trying to quarantine something, which is a really interesting setup. Why is the computer doing this much to even resort to hurting people to protect them from this other thing? That's an interesting idea there. I wonder where that will go. I said, I wonder where that will go. So we're getting to about the halfway point of the game, and we've finally discovered the core of the security system. Can you tell I'm mad? Oh no! Character name! The core of the security system is honestly a pretty great sequence. You go around pulling some levers, and then there's a bunch of flashing lights. Epileptic people, you can't play this game, you'll die. And then the core comes out of the ground, and you're able to finally beep boop bam ba boop bop beep ba bop bam on some buttons, and then finally shut the thing down. And then you... This is where the game completely loses me. For one, right after this sequence, it's not very clear how you get to the next area that you end up in. I just know that you end up in front of a visual explaining what it's like for somebody to come out of the canal, which is the next, basically second half of this game, is the reveal that the canal, this deep trench on the moon, it contains something dangerous and something otherworldly that is affecting the people on the moon base and cause them to go crazy. And you're probably thinking, oh wow, this is so interesting. I wonder where it's going. Fucking me too, dude. So all this mysterious stuff basically climaxes in you getting to another part of the moon base where you discover that the fungus, the moon fungus, has been eating people and infecting people, which is the reason that the security system was closing off all of those doors and killing people, because it deemed this so much of a threat that it had to do those things. Which again is an interesting setup. I wonder what the payoff to that mystery will be. You reach a specific location. I can't be fucked to remember what it is. I just remember that it's a location. It's a place. Yes, it's a place, all right. It's a place that you run around in about 4 or 5 times until you eventually find the one room that you need to go to that has the specific part for your gun. Oh wait, yeah, I actually forgot to talk about the best part of the game. Shit, oh my god, the structure of this video is so doomed. Jesus Christ. Probably the last and best thing about the game is this little gun, this cat device that you are carrying around. It's essentially a combination of like a scanner and a Pip-Boy. It's probably the game's best aspect and probably the reason the game was able to hold my attention for so long. It's basically a little screen. It's a gun that you aim at things. It can act as like a taser and also like a scanner, and it can also open doors and check fingerprints and stuff. It's a pretty cool idea because when the little screen on and the thing that you're holding is in res. So you're actually looking at a small screen that is laggy and low res. So anything you spot on there will look just like that. It's a pretty effective way to use horror, or it would be a pretty effective way to use horror if they fucking did anything with it. Again, this game is so underbaked, it makes my bones hurt. But what's unfortunate is that I ultimately don't have a lot to say about the gun itself, because it's, you use it for some puzzles, and then you use it for some puzzles, and then you can use it to kill the robots, and then you can use it to see a guy later, even though you don't really need to, because you can hear him from a mile away. And then the game ends. We'll get to that. I gotta walk you through the rest of the plot before I can just start rambling and raving about how much I hate it. So basically, the canal is revealed as this thing that all of the people have been going crazy from. It's where all of the flowers, the mysterious moon flowers, have been coming up from and infecting people somehow. I don't know, because they go down. I'll get to it. It's been infecting the moon base and causing mass hallucinations, which also is a specifically mass hallucination, because everybody is seeing the same thing, and also that hallucination can actually physically hurt and kill people, which again, wow, what an interesting concept. I hope they elaborate on it in any sense of the word at all, instead of just leaving it as a vague mystery and not talking about it further. It's not that I don't like things that are vague. In fact, I've made a video on Scorn that is a very, very similar dev story and also very similarly underbaked game, except Scorn didn't make me this angry. After running around for quite a while, you'll eventually find the scanner part that I was talking about a minute ago, and you can use it to, doors. You can use it to open doors. What a great way to take such an interesting, cool mechanic like this camera gun and turn it into a key. Cool. It's a key and a flashlight and a gun, which, yeah, is something that has been done before, but a lot of the reason that it works at all is because of the presentation. But again, you don't do anything with it. You use it 3 times for 3 different things, and then the game ends. Just taking a breath. I'm doing a lot of yelling. After collecting this next part, you then have to go down into the basement. I don't remember the sequence of events. I spent most of my time just running around aimlessly. You go down into the basement so you can turn on a thing, and you encounter the scary man. Fucking out of batteries. Now, listen, at first, when I first saw this enemy, I was actually pretty excited because I was like, oh, cool, there's a different enemy type in the game. Sorry, past me, let me correct you. There's one other enemy type in the game. You got robot and naked man with arms and tentacles and all kinds of weird shit coming out of him that looks strange and wrong. That's it. Fucking leave me alone. They made him better. They made his AI better. He's sneakier now. Good, good. This is exactly what I wanted. I wanted him to sneak up on me like this, but he never did. It's a pretty interesting enemy design, and he's got some scary footsteps once again, and the voice acting that is given to him is also really excellent. I'm not going to sit here and try to claim that this is completely incompetent. The problem is, once again, the potential, because this guy, once you discover him, and once you know that he is around, will basically spend the whole time just patrolling back and forth between the same 2 areas, being as loud as possible so you'll know exactly when to go and hide, and you can outrun him. And if you do happen to get grabbed by him, he kills you instantly. Unlike the robots earlier in the game, which just give you a gentle toss, which, why? What? This is a manual save survival horror game, and you're going to have the enemy just grab me and throw me? It never works in every survival horror game I've ever played. It's always underwhelming. Just kill me. Maybe Alien Isolation is an exception to that, but even then, So you notice something? This is my biggest problem with the game, and probably the biggest reason I made this video. You notice how we just went from robots to moonflower hallucinations like that? There was no transition. There was no point where I guess the machine was protecting them against the flowers, but there's no point where they meld. There's no point of crossover where it slowly transitions. It just suddenly becomes a different story. After you shut down the security system, it basically just becomes irrelevant completely, and it turns into a psychological horror story where the flowers are manipulating you into going deeper into the canal, which, let's get to that. Basically, after discovering the guy, you run around, you solve some puzzles, you do some things, you read some more lore documents that are basically telling you what I've already just told you. This is a really interesting scene. I wish that there were characters that represented this in the story, because you've got these interesting abstract ideas here, and the music is pretty, and this is an interesting moment, but there's no context. And then you finally reach the entrance to the canal after like a ritual and more hallucinations, and there's like a projection of a flower like growing and then dying. Don't worry, that'll be so important. It's gonna be so important, don't worry. And so finally you can enter the canal, the final area of the game and the climax of the story, where you'll go deep into the flowers and discover what's really going on with them and personally experience the effects. Oh, what? Oh, you ran out of money? And so the game just ends? I get it. I understand the narrative. I think it's dumb. I think you wrote a bad narrative. Oh. And the fucking I'm sorry, I'm not a Bible person, but even then, I think we can all agree, the shot of your character reaching out your hand to like touch the hand of yourself as a metaphor for the flowers, and also God, that one painting where Adam touches the hand of God. Fuck you. You're doing all this layering of religion and psychological themes, and there's no characters. Have you noticed something? Have you noticed how I've not talked about a single goddamn character? That's how the game is structured. You encounter a series of characters, such as John, I think his name is. I don't remember their names, so I'm just going to refer to them as spaceman, scientist, and other scientist. Fuck, man. I hate. After this cutscene, you get a final scene where you see basically like government redacted SCP style articles talking about like what happened on the moon. Oh, the person that we sent in had the exact same thing happen to them as them. And then this final image that we got of the cave, and it shows all the flowers like growing and the spooky sound design, which I will admit gets under my skin and is pretty disturbing. Plays ominously and slowly gets louder as it eventually fades to black, and then credits. Oh, okay, so it's not over. I see. Okay. Go fuck yourself. Like, that would have been cool as like an SCP article, but I paid $25 for this. And again, it's not that I don't think these concepts are interesting. It's not that I don't think that these concepts are cool. It's not that I don't think that the atmosphere is good, or that it has interesting ideas, or that like, you know, it's doing something cool. The problem is that System Shock 2 did all the same shit except way better. I was talking to my roommate about this game when I was explaining my frustrations, and she came up with a great word: exigence. It basically means like the sense of meaning. Hold on, let me Google this. Exigence is a shoot off of exigency, which is basically an urgent need or demand. This game has no urgency. For a game with such like ominous, existential, like artful presentation, it's genuinely really fucking frustrating to me that it refuses to engage with any of its ideas on a deeper level. For instance, it's playing around with this idea of a machine trying to save people by destroying them and by cutting them off and by quarantining them, because the machine understands that these flowers, this thing in nature is dangerous and will kill us, even though we believe, oh, it's calling us, oh, it's taking us some higher calling. We must know what it has to tell us. The problem is, it never does anything more than that. We never have an individual character perspective. Sorry, we do have one individual character perspective, but that individual character perspective consists of, I'm gonna go fix it. I'm having some problems. Oh no, robots. I'm crazy. I'm gonna die. It's like, okay, no philosophical discussions of the meaning or like implications of what's going on. No character back and forths and disagreements. Nothing. It's just characters telling you things that are happening, and you're supposed to be like, whoa, holy shit, that's so deep. A great example of this done right is Soma, which, I'm watching this post-Game Awards, and they announced, George Soros, the video game. They announced a spiritual successor to Soma, and fuck, oh god, I'm fucking quaking in my boots for that shit, man. You know I'm gonna fucking make a video on that. But seriously, Soma is a great example of this kind of story done well. Basically, it's a very similar structure. The difference is throughout the entire fucking game, there are two real human characters, voice actors, talking to each other about it the whole time. Simon and Catherine are constantly going on a back and forth about what's going on, the implications of it, how they feel about it, how they are going, what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, how it got here, why is it so bad? All of these discussions they have, and they talk about it naturally as it comes up. Routine has no interest in any of that. And again, I don't want to do this just to be mean. I do this as somebody that really likes these concepts and really likes these kinds of stories, and was insanely frustrated when you proceeded to just like reference them and then not elaborate on them. It's like, oh wow, the flowers are calling me? You mean like every fucking cosmic horror story ever made? Oh my god, the robots are evil? You mean like every sci-fi horror story ever made? The difference here, and the reason that so many people were interested in it, probably like I was, is because of the potential, the presentation, the style, the atmosphere, the potential of a story about robots gone mad with an engine like Unreal Engine 5 in an era where AI is taking over and doing so much shit for us. Why did you make the story about flowers? It's like, come on, dude. It just feels like a slap to the face. And ultimately, it was really disappointing because I thought that the game was really well made. I thought that the game had decent ideas. I thought that its use of Unreal Engine 5 was cool because I think that engine looks good. But honestly, now that I've played it and now that I've talked about it for like 20 minutes, it doesn't feel like it was anything other than Unreal Engine 5. It's got the cool robots that don't kill you. It's got the flowers that are basically just like a giant hole in the plot with no connection to anything else. Just write better. Just write better. Don't use AI. This is why you shouldn't use AI for your writing. Not because I'm saying this story was written by AI, because AI will guaranteed make something worse. Play System Shock 2. Just as a little aside here, I want to mention System Shock 2 because a lot of this video spawned from Neocranium. I was watching him play this game and he had a lot of the same thoughts as I did, and so I was like, fuck it, I should say this because other people probably feel the same way. System Shock 2 is a game about a rogue AI taking over a space station because it deems that it has the better opinion and it knows what it can do to save humanity, versus another AI from the previous System Shock game that hates humanity and wants to fuck them over, but is having a little bit of trouble because its child, the previously mentioned robot in question, is doing its own thing, and she doesn't like that. That's Shodan. I'm talking about Shodan. Notice how this is almost identical to the setup of Routine, except the security system and the flower are represented by two characters that say words and have relevancy in the plot and are talking to the main character. Exigence. Anyway, I don't know if I have that much more to say. I don't know if this video is any good. I just want to keep practicing this. I know, I just want to end here with some things that I want to tack on. One, I know this video isn't perfect, but it's my personal subjective opinion about something that I paid money for, so I'm allowed to do it. Two, it's my channel. Fuck you. Three, I hope you like this style. I hope this style is fun. I have a lot of fun filming like this. It's a little weird for me because I'm not used to being on camera, but, my Matt Walsh video made people angry, and so that's how I know I'm doing something right. Anyway, I'm not always going to make commentary videos like this. I do want to make more classic, video essays. I want to do more stream highlights. I want to stream more. I like doing the whole variety of sauces. I like dipping my chicken nugget into every single sauce and then eating it.
Fuck you! Do you want
religious metaphor?
So thank you. Thank you so much for your support. If you watch these, if you like these, don't play Routine. Go watch someone else play it.